when the pandemic started, it's like, don't touch your face. It's like, do you know what I do for a living? Have your hand sanitizer ready. And
So welcome everyone to another episode of Spiritual Superpowers. This is Dawn, I'm Caron, and we have with us Brad Yates. And Brad is, a great guy, but he's also a lot of other things.
I've been known to be a lot of things, but certainly now the tapping on YouTube is what I'm most known for.
Right. And you have over 1,000 videos on YouTube?
Over 1,000 videos. So tapping, originally known as EFT or emotional freedom techniques, well, it's literally a process of tapping with our fingertips on places around the face and torso primarily. And for those of you who are new to it, I totally get that it's like, what? It looks a little strange. There's a really good reason why we do it, though. It is one of the simplest, quickest forms of stress relief. And it calms down the stress response that happens when the part of our brain called the amygdala perceives a threat and we go into fight or flight. That's what we call the sympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is when the body and mind say, okay, threat's over, we can calm down and get back to our normal functioning. And we can start thinking from our prefrontal cortex, where our rational thinking is. And the tapping expedites that process. It allows us to calm down quickly. We have a growing body of scientific evidence validating this process, especially when it took us through an example of clearing chocolate cravings. So I was a bit of a chocoholic at the time. So when he passed around pieces of chocolate and said, scale of 0 to 10, how much do you want this? And I'm like, 8. Can I eat it now? And we went through this tapping process. And after just a few moments, I could not eat the chocolate. And I did not eat chocolate for 2 years after that. Now, don't anyone worry, I got better. I recovered from that. But it was like, wow, this is really profound. So after that weekend, I started introducing the tapping into my hypnotherapy sessions. And then little by little, they became tapping sessions. And I still do a little bit of hypnosis at the end of most of my sessions.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is I'm a yoga teacher, and I always end my yoga classes with a quote. And I love quotes because you can say so much with only a few words, and it's amazing. And I know you have a Michelangelo quote, and I think it's something that we should share with the viewers. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, Michelangelo is one of my heroes. And it wasn't until later when I was doing this work that I was thinking about what he would say. He said, the statues are there perfect inside the marble, and all I have to do is chip away what doesn't belong to reveal the masterpiece that's inside. And to me, that is a perfect metaphor for what we're doing with this work, because the best version of ourselves is already inside. And it's covered up with shame and guilt and fear and doubt and all of this stuff. And so we're just chipping that stuff away to reveal the masterpiece inside.
Now, how often do you tap?
I start each morning with some tapping, not because there's anything bothering me, but just because, hey, you know what? I choose to be as open as I can to be in my best state of mind. So whatever resistance might be going on in there, whatever stuff that I'm not consciously aware of, I just want to clear that out and be as ready as possible for the day.
You have a website, Tap with Brad.
Tap with Brad.
So much resources on there. You've got research, you have awesome programs. And one of them is to help golfers.
Yeah. My husband, a former Olympic coach in the sport of triathlon. And in Canada, I kind of saw that you had a program for golfers. So can you tap to improve performance in sport in general?
Not coincidentally, I have a session with an Olympic athlete this week, someone who's headed to Tokyo very soon.
Yes, we were supposed to be in Tokyo, but oh well. But that's exciting.
Yes, I have a colleague who has worked with professional Super Bowl winning football teams and World Series winning baseball teams, and the athletes love the tapping. There are some videos. I have a video showing clips of like an Olympic runner tapping, a baseball player tapping in the dugout, because it allows us to clear the stress that gets in the way of performance. So certainly with golfers, like when you get the yips, it's because there's that anxiety that comes. And in something that like golf, where it's such a precise thing, particularly when you're putting, and just a little bit of anxiety make a difference between, just missing the hole. I had a professional golfer I was working with once, and he said while he lined up, he would just very subtly tap the side of his hands, what we call the karate chop point, while he was lining up, such that nobody could see, but it just helped him get just a little bit more calm and a little bit more present.
Okay, well, I'll be sending some triathletes your way, so you'll know where they came from.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that's really neat, because you have worked with athletes yourself and some CEOs. And so I was kind of curious to know which side of the coin it was. Is it that it improves performance, or does it help to calm the body so that it's in its best state? And I guess that's what it is. It's that it removes all the blockages to then let the person be their best.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's both. Because relieving that, again, going back to the Michelangelo idea, is clearing what doesn't belong so we can be the best version of ourselves. We have that ability. If you've hit a perfect shot in golf or any other game, obviously your body knows how to do that. So that's in there. So looking at what stops me from doing that. Am I afraid of succeeding? Am I afraid of the pressure? Will people be upset with me if I do better? I don't want to be jealous. And even at the highest levels of performance, those things can still come up, and we can still sabotage ourselves with those fears and doubts. So allowing ourselves to clear that, all these reasons, like why do I need to feel this way? What am I afraid would happen if I did this, if I performed at this much higher level? There'd be expectations of me. I would have to change my schedule. My family would never see me. All kinds of things that we wouldn't consciously say. If you were in a press conference and they're saying, so what do you think holds you back? You wouldn't say, well, it's this or that. But there's unconscious things going on, and those little things can make a subtle difference. And particularly at the elite levels of athleticism, those tiny things, those microseconds or micro movements make that difference.
Yeah, I keep telling Barry he's got to get his athletes on the spiritual energetic program. But anyway, so maybe
and you don't even have to, because they might be, spiritual sounds woo. I had someone ask me once, would you call what you do in the realm of the woo? And I said, no, you might. This is just a scientific use of our body.
Yes.
This is using our body's system, so it can be used in a spiritual way. We can talk about spiritual things. You can tap without saying any words, and you're just using your body's natural system. We can measure this with science. You can take a galvanometer and measure that the points that we're tapping have lower electrical resistance. They are different than other points. So it's a physical thing, along with any of the physical therapy that they're doing. So you can just say, hey, here's a system of using your body for stress relief that will, as you clear that out, you naturally enhance your natural performance abilities.
Now, when you saw or heard that it was an energy technique, did you think it would be woo-woo?
I don't know that I did. I had it easier coming in and having someone say, okay, today we're going to spend the day tapping on our face. Because by this point, I'd already been to Ringling Brothers Clown College. This, silly was no big deal for me.
Okay.
I had spent all day long in makeup juggling and stuff like that, throwing pies. So tapping face, hey, piece of cake. So I had a much easier threshold to cross than some people do.
That's good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. That's really good. And I love, and I practice acupuncture. I'm an acupuncturist. And I'm such a science nerd that I will often, when I'm talking about anything woo-woo, anything like that, I'll always bring in science to just help, calm people a little bit, maybe let them trust in the process and or be more open to it as well.
Yeah. Even though it's been around for thousands of years, but Harvard Medical School did that amazing study on acupuncture a few years back,
where they finally admitted there's meridians. Yes. Yeah. No, it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
Well, this is my YouTube dream come true. So thank you. Because I've been a big fan for a long time.
Wow. Thank you.
You made our day.
Yes.
So.
Now you've made my day.
Oh, good.
Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for this opportunity to share this work. I know what a profound difference it can make for folks, and so by you giving a platform for people to be introduced to it is awesome. And thank you to everyone who is willing to go through and try this strange looking process, because as you clear away what doesn't belong, you reveal more of the masterpiece that's inside of you, and that benefits the world. So thank you for doing that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So I guess we'll sign off. So thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode of Spiritual Superpowers. If you like this video, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss another episode.
And then scroll down and click on all of Brad's links that we're going to have there for you, and just keep tapping, making the world a better place.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.